Hi, Erin Curran, unmistakable entrepreneur, author of Hate Your Way to Happiness, here to talk to you today about those little signs, the little signs that you see along the way that tell you that you are moving in the right direction. Now, what do those little signs look like? Are those little signs positive? Are those little signs negative? Are those little signs just a mixed bag that are telling you that something's up? Very often, when we're out to accomplish a goal, we're looking for a particular kind of feedback. It could be we're looking for some sort of a positive feedback loop. We're looking for an attaboy. We're looking for a pat on the shoulder. I personally like to look for somebody who's going to come to me and tell me, oh my God, you're doing the right thing. You're on the right track. I want positive, clear confirmation. I want it to be so unmistakable that I'm in the right place, doing the right thing. And when the feedback doesn't come in those very clearly defined, unmistakable, like so stupidly neon sign simple that there's no way for me to mistake it for anything else. If things don't come through quite that clearly, then I tend to get frustrated and throw my hands up in the air and grab my toys and go home. Um, Yesterday was a particularly challenging day. Mercury is in retrograde. Someone had mentioned that the moon is in void, and I don't know what most of that stuff means, but I do know that there are forces beyond us that impact and influence our performance. And so while I may have a super simple goal of just drinking 96 ounces of water every day and achieving 8,000 steps in my Aura ring, those seem like super simple things. But on those days when every single human being on the face of the planet is knocking on your door, asking you for things, when it feels like you're running in mud and you just can't get anywhere, when it feels like everything you touch is just falling apart, those are the days when it becomes a little bit more challenging to accomplish those simple things. Have you ever had that experience where you have an idea of what you want to accomplish today, and no matter what you do, you can't get to that thing? That was my day yesterday. And what I really got from it, and this is what I really wanted to share with you, is there are times when that is just the perfect day. That could be like your midterm exam from the universe. You've been practicing patience, you've been practicing dedication, commitment, you have been really steadily working on improving yourself. And all of a sudden, the world conspires to just create chaos for you. This is actually a fantastic sign, and here's why. It's not on the days that everything is going well when your skill level is tested. It's on the day when everything is going sideways. It is when you are just really having trouble being in your own skin, when you can't seem to accomplish anything. It's how you respond to those days that really is a measure. So normally when I have that sort of a day and I then decide in the evening, screw it, I'm not doing anything. There's no way I'm going to make my goals. So I'm just going to grab a bag of popcorn, sit down and watch a movie. F all y'all. The next morning, I feel really bad. Last night, I chose to have the evening off. I intentionally said to myself as I was driving home, this is my plan for the evening. I recognize that that means that I'm not going to accomplish what I set out to accomplish today. I already know I'm way off track. And you know what? I'm taking the rest of the day. Could I have done something to feed into myself a little bit more than a bag of popcorn and a movie? Absolutely. Did I intentionally and consciously choose to just check myself out? Yes. So it's kind of like if I were taking a final exam and I got 75% of the way through the test, and the last 25% I just decided to Christmas tree it. you know, um, that's just kind of how it is. If I didn't study the material or if I am not performing to the level that I would like to, it's not like I've given up. It's like, okay, I recognize that I'm not where I want to be. What do I need to do to recover in this moment? It's okay for you to recognize that you are exhausted and that in this moment, your self care looks like X. You get to say what that is. You are going to have days where you're not going to meet your measures, especially at the beginning when you don't have a record of meeting your measures. The question is, what do you do with yourself? How do you treat yourself when you have those days? The one thing I will say that was the most beneficial about yesterday and about this morning is the level of clarity that I have. Um, the confidence that I have, there is no anxiety in my space right now in this moment, and that is an extraordinary win. Also, I get that I ran at it really hard the day before, and there's probably something in my space patterns, psyche, devilish function, whatever you want to call that thing that trips you up. When we talk about ego death, we talk about how you've got to kill that part of you, the old bad habits, the things that keep you from going where you want to go. That's not going to be a sexy process. That part of you has been doing that to keep you protected for so long that it's not going to be happy that you've decided to uproot it and move on. So you get to expect a little bit of upset and a little bit of upheaval around that. When that upheaval comes, how about reframing it and seeing it as a positive? So everything is feedback. Whatever it is you're experiencing, take a look, do some journaling, find some sort of a self reflective process that works for you. Meditation, pulling tarot cards, having a conversation with a friend, going and talking to a therapist. Get it out. Talk about the good days, talk about the bad days, talk about the contrast. When you start to be present and awake and aware in the everyday moments of your life, you're going to begin to see how all of those pieces fit together. And you will begin to see the guidance that the universe has been trying to give you all along. I hope this has been helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching, listening, for the cats in the background. They're very excited right now. Um, I appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you again in the future. This is Erin Curran, Unmistakable.